I'm fat as fuck, it's killing me, and I must confess that I'm still hungry,
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video on this channel and I'm super excited to have a new beginning, like a new journey, you know what I'm saying? I wanted a fresh start for 2021 and I really wanted to make 2021 about rebuilding Raven. That's why we're here today. That's why I decided to make this channel my new channel and start uploading everything as far as to what Raven wants, Raven gets. So if you guys are interested, definitely hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications so that way you can be up to date with whenever I upload. FYI, I do have another YouTube channel where there I go and upload movie commentaries, things as far as my acting journey, and I just do a lot of stuff on that channel. If you want to check out that channel as well, the link to that will be in the description. And with further ado, let's get into it. Today's video is actually going to be about how I gained weight, how I lost it, and how I gained it again. This video is actually going to be pretty long, so guys, get you something to drink. I got mine. I got my green smoothie, and let's just jump right into it. So the story starts when I was 12 years old. I was in 7th grade and I was getting ready for school one day and I was looking in the mirror and I just was like, what are those? I was like, oh my gosh, where did these things come from? Like, it just popped out like out of nowhere. It was like I woke up one day and they were there. It was definitely noticeable because at this point in time I started having so much negative attention. I had grown men staring at me, my male teachers staring at me, and even the guys in my class staring at me. This obviously developed insecurities and I definitely did not feel comfortable in my skin whatsoever just because all this attention that I was getting. When I turned 14, my dad actually became a pastor, and at the church there were two guys in particular who were grown men. Like, they were like in their 30s. One of them was in their 30s and it was another one, like, he was old, like 70. Every time that they would see me, they would always tell me that I was sexy, that I was beautiful. They repeatedly did it, like, you're so beautiful. No, like, I want you to understand, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. Or they would compliment me on my clothing. Like, if I would wear a dress, they would be like, that dress really enhanced your curves. You look great in that dress. They would say, like, that dress make you look sexy, you and your sexy stuff. Like, they was just dressing like how sexy I was. Actually, after I told my mom about one of the guys in particular, I didn't see that dude in that church ever again. Like, ever. Just like during high school in general, like, I was mad uncomfortable because it was still this people staring at me because I have big boobs. Guys were stressing like, Raven and her giant knockers, Raven got giant knockers, yada. And that's all, like, I felt like I was just known for. Not for my personality, not nothing. I never knew if guys liked me for me or just because they thought they were going to get some. And majority of them thought that they were going to get some. I grew up being very athletic. I played basketball. My dad got me involved in basketball when I was 9 years old. Used to have my butt up early outside practicing. When high school started, before high school even started, this dude would have me like at the gym practicing, training, because basketball season was coming up. Like, he was really devoted into making me like a basketball star. I also did track and I also danced since middle school. I ended up like not playing basketball anymore because I was just so subconscious and I just felt like running back and forth, like my boobs was just bouncing and like hitting me in the face. So I didn't want to do that anymore. I stuck out with track because track was kind of different because I only had to run my specific events, the 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, or I would do the 400-meter dash. And that was like it, and I didn't have to worry about doing anything else, you know. unless it was like relay, blah, 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 stuff like that. And then dance, it was fun. I really enjoyed myself dancing. I loved basketball too, but it was just that, it was just mad uncomfortable for me just bouncing like literally all the time. And that's when I quit basketball. I literally, after freshman year of high school, I was done with basketball. But I did track and dance all the way into my junior year. If I could find some photos, I would definitely upload it, but it's going to be hard to even upload some photos because my parents went through like a very messy divorce back in 2013, 2014 time period. And a lot of our stuff is gone. A lot of our photos and stuff is gone. So if I can happen to find some pictures of when I played basketball, when I ran track, I don't even think I even really took pictures in track. During high school, I always weighed around 130 pounds. It wasn't until I was 19 when I started maintaining a weight from 141 to 147. And that's when I was like really getting insecure, like, oh my gosh, I'm getting a belly. Like, this is not cute. I need to lose weight. I started buying, like, It Works, you know, those body wraps. That mess didn't work. I was trying a lot of stuff. I tried doing, like, the water diet. I'm already, like, obsessed with water. Like, I love water. Grew up loving water. My mom would buy me 2 big old cases of water when I stayed in the dorms. And a whole pack is literally gone in like 4 days. Not even 4 days. Like, I was going through them things. And she would be like, Raven, I just bought that. And I'm like, I know, but water is like crack to me. When I turned 22, my boobs was a lot bigger. It was extremely bigger. And I would used to, like, whenever I would take a selfie or whatever, I would like go like this, and take a photo, or like this, and try to cover up my boobs so you don't really see it. Because when you look at the pictures, the first thing you will see is my boobs. And it would be like big old boobs, and then it's like sort of flat stomach. And I was just very uncomfortable just like looking at myself. And it was kind of hard too, because my 2 sisters, they're skinny. Like, they're really, really skinny. And I felt like being next to them could kind of be intimidating, because it's like everybody would look and be like, oh, Kiara, Kaisha, like, they're models and blah, blah, blah. And then it's just me. Like, a few months goes by and my boobs got even bigger, and it became hard for me to breathe. I used to cry myself to sleep because I couldn't breathe. I was in so much back pain. I became like less active. I just was really, really at a low point in my life. So much was happening at that time, and then just constantly being in pain. And I used to search for oxygen and this, that, and the other. I literally went from like 156 pounds, like around 156 pounds, to 230 pounds, like that. Like, literally, I was 22 at the time. So the one picture I showed, that was me at 22, and then a few months later, I was at 230 pounds. Around this time period, I remember I literally called my mom, and I was like, Mom, it's time. Like, I have to get a breast reduction at this point. A lot of people were telling me don't have a breast reduction because I was too young. I should wait until I'm married, wait till after I have kids. Nobody want to see those scars. And then they would tell me, like, you need to feel comfortable in your skin. God made you this way for a reason, whoop, whoop, whoop. And some people would even tell me, like, go work out, you know, go to the gym and lose some weight, because all it is in your boobs is fat. So if you work out, then you're going to lose weight in your boobs, and your boobs is going to get smaller. And I would always respond to people, like, especially on YouTube, whenever they say that, like, first and foremost, did you not hear that I said I played basketball, I ran track, and I danced. And I still got big boobs. Okay? During this time, we had moved to Texas, and we was getting settled in Texas. And then I ended up finding a plastic surgeon. And I went to him, and he like took my measurements, whatever, told me I had to pay a deductible. A few months after I got the money, I told him I'm ready for the surgery. I got the money for the deductible. We scheduled a day for me to get the surgery done. I kid you not, we're literally backing out of the parking lot, and the surgeon called me and he tells me, bad news, you can't have the surgery today because your white blood cell count is too high. And usually with women, if you have a high white blood cell count, it's usually because of a UTI, but you don't have a UTI, so you need to go to the doctor and see what's going on. So I went to my doctor, who referred me to a hematologist. The hematologist ran some tests, found out that I was absolutely fine. Like, I was good to have the surgery. I got a doctor's note from him, and I sent it to the plastic surgeon. And they kept saying that they never got this. Even like the doctors themselves, they sent it over to them first a few different times, and each time I called to see if they got it, they said no. The surgeons kept saying they didn't get it. Then I got a copy myself, and I sent it, and they said that they didn't get it. Then I sent it. It was like a whole dealing with them. Eventually they said they got it, and they were like, oh, you're gonna have to pay another deductible. At this point, it's like the end of the year, like the end of 2014, and I'm like, pay another deductible for what? And they were talking about, because it was like the end of the year. I have a whole story about my breast reduction, whatever, you guys could check that out. But I got my money back, and I found another surgeon, and I ended up having the breast reduction. The day of the breast reduction, he said that my boobs had got even bigger. And I was more so stressed about my weight. I was so subconscious about standing on the scale, this, that, and the other. I'm like, don't laugh at me because I'm fat, like with the doctors and stuff. And everybody kept telling me, like, all the doctors was like, this happens all the time. Like, you're going to drop the weight like this after you have the surgery, which actually did happen. I dropped the weight really quickly, and then I moved to LA, and I lost all of the weight in general. I literally lost 50 pounds in less than 3 months, and it was all just because I used to walk to and from work, an hour and 30 minutes to work, an hour and 30 minutes home from my job. And the weight was gone. I felt great. I looked great. I was more energized. I was more confident, you know, and I really saw like a big future for me. Like, I was so happy because it was like, I look good, y'all. Like, that's how I felt. And I started struggling in LA financially. I couldn't keep a job, and I ended up leaving LA and moving to Arizona for a few months in 2018. And I had a roommate who, we're just going to say, she's like an auntie. She's not my aunt, but she's like an auntie. I hope my camera don't die. Whenever I didn't eat her food, she would feel some type of way. She would be like, what's wrong with my food? Why won't you eat my food? Blah, blah, blah. And she ate like a lot of fried food and catfish and things like that, which is stuff that I don't eat. And so I kind of felt obligated to eat her food because I was living in her house. So I did, and I started noticing I was picking up a little bit of weight. But when I was at work, I would utilize my lunch breaks and my 15-minute breaks to go walk around the building and get my exercise in. And I ended up moving to Atlanta to see what it's like as far as acting wise, and I hated Atlanta. There I struggled financially because I was not used to getting paid so low, and it was like as soon as I got money, like I had to pay rent, and I didn't have anything. So at this point in time, I literally started eating 1 meal a day. 1 meal a day, and I started picking up weight. And I used to do some walking too, but I was picking up weight, and obviously that means my metabolism was getting slow. Like, my metabolism was so slow right now. Right now I'm focusing on rebuilding it. I wasn't even getting enough calories. Like, when I say I was barely getting 400 calories, like, I recently moved back to Arizona in 2020, and I was like, okay, we're about to get in shape, y'all. We are about to get in shape. And it didn't happen because I ended up getting a job which is mad stressful, a job that really demanded my full attention. It's in the mortgage industry, but I was like, I guess you could say like a telemarketer, where I would call people and harass them to speak to our loan originators to see what we had to offer them. And this job was so stressful because it was one of those jobs where you had to manipulate the system in order to get good numbers. So you could get all these transfers, but if they wasn't assigned to an LO, like once I transferred them over to an LO, and say the LO decided, oh, I'm not going to make much money from this, or this is going to be a waste of time, or they said they're going to work with this company instead because they got better rates, or if they felt like they couldn't do anything to help that person get a lower rate, they wouldn't assign the accounts to themselves. So that interfered with my performance, and this led to managers being like, so it's something that you're doing, something you're saying. Like, you could get 38 transfers 38 transfers during your whole shift, and then still rank at the bottom tier because out of those 38 transfers, maybe 2 of them were assigned. Because it was quarantine too, like, they took advantage of us a lot. Like, my shift was already from 11 to 9, and since we were working from home, it was like you get a phone call at 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock, saying, hey, log on the phones because there's a high demand of overtime. So I would work from like 8 to 9, and then when we were still in the office, I wouldn't even get a chance to eat because they would cut our lunch short. And on top of that, like, I didn't get home until like almost 10 o'clock at night, and then it's like, okay, let me eat my food or whatever, because my mom ended up moving here and staying with me. She would make dinner, I would eat that, and then I would go to bed. So now we sitting here and we're going to bed with food in our stomach, and then I would get up early in the morning and do it all again. And I never had, like, I would not take a lunch, like, because my mom didn't cook enough food for dinner or something like that, which I could take for lunch. And just a lot of times in general, we just didn't. And if I did get to get lunch, then it would be something real quick at the little cafe that they had at the job. Honestly, I was still like eating 1 meal a day, and I was not eating until 10 o'clock at night, until we had quarantine and we went home. And then I started to kind of eat a little bit earlier, but at the same time, it wasn't much because the calls was just back to back to back to back, where it was so hard to even drink water. So my whole point of saying this whole story was that I was stressed at that job. Like, I was mad stressed. And then I ended up getting sick, so I quit that job. And that job was actually the cause of me being sick because I was so dehydrated and I was just stressed all the time. And once I quit, I was better. Like, I was so good. I ended up getting another job, and I also became a live streamer on Bigo Live. And Bigo Live was that app where I guess I realized, like, damn, like, am I ugly or something? Because first off, that had its stress as well, trying to make sure you hit your goals. And on top of that, like, it's advertised as a talent app, but it's not. It's like, you have, in order to be successful as a woman, there's 2 types of things that you can do. One, you have to over sexualize yourself. The people who are killing on the app are those who are bouncing on yoga balls and stuff like that, or they're like eye candy, like they're gorgeous. Or you have to actually invest money into the app in order for you to become successful. Sign up for PKs and like invest money and do trades with other people in order for you to hit your monthly quota in order to get paid. But those women who are bouncing on yoga balls and twerking and, just eye candy, they were just killing on the app. just because of their looks and the type of content they were putting out. I would go on my streams. I used to broadcast my talents. Nobody cared. I would just get drive-bys and stuff. I started getting called like fat, black. I was being degraded because I was black and because I was fat. And also on top of that, in multis and stuff, like if it's me and another female, and let's say she's lighter than me, I would literally be in the panel with this other female, and I am watching other guys who are either in the panel with us or people in the comments stressing about how that other girl is so beautiful, she has a beautiful smile, she has a long hair, or they would try to get to know her or flirt with her, and I'm just like there. Like I'm just like the third or fourth wheel, just, you know, there. I'm looking like, dang, am I like ugly or something? In my streams, like nobody would ever come, no matter what I did in my streams, nobody would ever come. And so I felt like it's part of the reason why I ended up quitting the app for the new year, is because I didn't want that app to like eat me up or make me insecure. Like, I mean, I'm kind of already insecure, but like really egg on my insecurities and get me questioning myself. Like, I just grew up just having this mentality, like, I don't care what people think about me. If your name is not Jesus Christ, your opinion is irrelevant, void and void, boo. That's just how I felt. But like being on Bigo was like kind of gave me question, like, dang, like, you know, I've never been in a predicament where I'm just watching all these other women constantly get praised for their looks, and then it's just me there. Like, for 2021, I wanted to focus on rebuilding Raven, getting everything that she wants, hitting her goals, and getting the body that she wants. And that's where I'm at right now. Like, I've been working out every single day, well, 6 days a week. I'm going to make a video talking about like the workout that I'm doing, like a workout program that I am doing. If you guys are interested in my whole fitness journey, if you want to go along with me for the ride, definitely subscribe to my channel and, you know, let me know your story. And if you've been in a similar situation like I have, I made this video, one, for me, and two, for educational purposes, because I don't know, like on my other YouTube channel, whenever I make videos, not always when I make videos, but there are comments where it'd be like, stop eating McDonald's, or a fat black bitch eating, why am I not surprised? Or instead of making videos like this, how about watching my video on how to eat less to lose weight? Like, I get comments like those sometimes, and it's so ignorant, and I wanted to let people know that not everybody who is overweight is because they're overeating. So many reasons that can lead to people gaining a significant amount of weight and becoming overweight, and sometimes when you're in that process of trying to lose weight, it's hard and it's so easy to get discouraged. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to getting to know you guys as well. Love ya.